Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the F1 2021 career mode here on F1 2021 on the ChesnoidPlays channel. It's round 6 of season 3. We're off to Canada today as George still fights for the world title. We are still trying to help him and the team fight for the constructors title, which in the overall way is actually what we should be aiming for as a my team, isn't it? We should be aiming to try and win the constructors title first, and then the drivers title should be secondary to that. Certainly is secondary to that so far for us with our lack of pace individually, but the team is still doing well. Not sure if that's the same weather forecast as he gave us yesterday, but we will have the weather forecast that was yesterday. Dry quali, dry start to the race, rain at the end. Rain at the end of the Grand Prix. Right. I'm going to jump straight into practice. Drop the video a like if you enjoy. Make sure you subscribe to the channel with the notification bell ticked if you want to check any of the FIFA 22 stuff that's been going live. Link in the description to the main channel, Chesnoid Gaming, where you can see all of the... Well, it's my team on FIFA, basically. All of the Creator Club series that we've been doing with Chesnoid FC to dovetail with Chesnoid Racing. Right, I'm going to dive in and I'll see you guys after practice. That final chicane is going to cause a lot of underfloor damage throughout the course of our weekend.
Car repairs have set us back a little.
Hopefully we can manage that throughout the course of the race. We do end
And with all the cars now over the line,
in
let's see our
P1.
top three again. Wood, Norris, and Lewis
But
Hamilton.
don't read too much into that because quali's on the way, and I guarantee you everybody else takes a massive jump forward, and that pretty much was my level there. That was about as fast as I can go. I'm not sure what the weather's going to do in quali because I can't remember. So we'll have a look at the weather first before we decide what we're going to do tyre-wise. FM will probably end when FM comes. Yeah, it depends what happens at the end of season 3, to be honest, of F1. Don't really need to worry about level or anything now, do we? We've got all of the sponsors. We've got all of our driver perks. We can just go straight for all of the developmental gains with regards durability, and then that's kind of it, really. Well, it looks like it's going to be dry for the first 15 minutes, so dry certainly for Q1, and then rain in Q2. Rain in Q2. Half an hour's time, there's going to be rain, and then in an hour's time, it's going to be dry again. So there will be some rain in Q2, but we'll go out and do one lap. Some rain in Q2, but it's not going to be a massive amount. Or, rephrase, it's not going to last that long. 106.8. Not amazing. What do we do in practice? 106.6. Something like that, wasn't it? This is Q1 LES. We did a 106.6, I think, or was it 106.4? It was 106.4, wasn't it, in P1? We did a 106.4, which is good enough for... Well, at the minute, P2, there's not much in it between P10 and P2, only 4/10, which we think we can find. But, cool, Checo's bloody rapid. Don't know where he's found that pace from in a Red Bull. We're going to be safely through, though, to Q2 at least. And then it's a case of watching the weather from there. You can see the air temperature has just dropped and it is getting overcast. So the rain is on its way. Callum Ilott with a 106.3. He must have gotten a tow, surely. He must have gotten a tow. There's no way the Alpine was that fast. Wow. Either that or the track really ramped up at the end of the session and only Callum Ilott was able to take advantage of it. Must have gotten a tow. Right, now I get a feeling we're probably going to have to go out now before the rain comes because it is going to rain sharpish. So I'm going to go out on a fresh set and put a lap in now. 112. Christ knows if that's going to be competitive or not. I doubt it. But if not, presumably everybody's going to go out. That was really awkward conditions out there. I'm a second faster than my teammate, although he's gone out on mediums. So I don't know how the rest of this session's going to pan out. Yeah, they're going out on inters now. Some of them didn't go out quickly enough, so there might be some shocks here. There might really be some shocks here. People getting knocked out of qualifying early doors. Although Lewis is through. Both McLarens are through. But Charles Leclerc is not going to get through. Neither is Robert Schwartzman. The weather has thrown some drivers' plans into disarray here. It's going to work well for us. I probably should have maybe tried to go on the mediums then, but we'll go through on the softs. Was it dried up again? It's dried up again. It's dried up again. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. It's dried up again. And I didn't check the weather. And now I'm going to go out. That's not gone well. That's a big F. And it's not just me. George too. George too. Right. Interesting race on the way then. We're going to have a lot of overtaking to do. That is a big F. Oh, I shouldn't have just accelerated the...
Let's have your take on it.
Shouldn't have just accelerated the thingy, should I? Lewis was out as well, was he?
Affect your strategy tomorrow.
Strategy's going to be fine.
How do you feel this season is going for you? Is the car competitive?
Car's great. Lewis and Daniel Ricciardo knocked out as well. At least we weren't the only ones to get caught out by the weather then. Oh, that's a massive mistake from me there to just accelerate like that. Oh, man. I'm quite frustrated at myself now. Oh, it's going to be, hopefully, a relatively competitive race, but oh, it's not going to do us or George or the team any favours whatsoever, is it? Dry at the start and then wet at the end. Ugh. Yuck. That's not gone well at all. Huh. But yeah, we could try and follow George and Lewis through, but they're going to be so much quicker than me, I think. Oh, man. Right, what's the grid going to look like then? With no George, no Lewis. Leclerc might go for pole. Lando from Max. 106.2s. We know we can do a 106.4. Robert P3, Checo P4. Then the Ferrari. Ocon and Tsunoda. Wow, okay. The grid is really shaken up then for this Grand Prix. Both Williams in the top 10. Ricciardo starts P12, Hamilton P13, myself 15, and George 16. We could perhaps have challenged for a pole here if it weren't for that.
Finish last race. Let's aim to keep the momentum going.
He reckons medium, soft. We don't know when the rain is going to come. So I'm going to start on softs. Go soft, medium, soft. Reckons that's slower. Do I go soft, soft, medium? Perhaps. Let's start on fresh softs. We'll be on fresh tyres. Soft, soft, medium. Or do you reckon I should go soft, mediums, and then hope that the rain comes? Yeah. I want to at least get a soft stint in then. So we'll run mediums in the second stint and we'll run softs at the end. $20 laps on that. 29 laps on the mediums, and then hope that the softs come. No, because if we can get away with just one stop before the rain comes, it looks like we should be able to extend those mediums, hopefully. So we'll go soft, medium, and then wait for the rain. Soft, medium, wait for the rain. And then, fuel-wise, well, that's the selected strategy at the minute. Because medium, soft is a quicker strategy. 3 stops a quicker strategy, apparently. Take some fuel out, because it is going to rain. We can save some fuel at the end of the straights. Medium, soft, then? But surely I want to just avoid a pit stop. I could soft hard, but I'd probably be so slow. Might be faster if you had absolutely no traffic all race. I don't know. Thanks for following, Jimbos. I think soft medium is the way forward. Maybe a 3-stop would be faster for a fully dry race, but it's not going to be a fully dry race, is it? So I'm gonna run with that one. We'll go soft medium and then wait for the rain. That's what we'll do. Right, starting P15, but we are well out of position on the grid. So I will say, will we finish P6 or higher? I'm going to try and make 9 spots. I'm going to try and make 9 spots at least in the race. Right, have your prediction. I'm going to go for a quick toilet break, and then it's race time. Thank you for the follow, Dr. Dumb, as well. With Ilott in between us. Basically, we need to try and follow Lewis Hamilton.
Stable at the moment.
And
currently expected.
Daniel Ricciardo through. Ricciardo's there in P12 as well. We're going to need to try and get past Callum Ilott as quickly as possible, I think. It's going to be key to the way that the race pans out. Past Ilott and then try and follow Hamilton and Ricciardo through some traffic, including the Williams that are going to be pretty damn slow. George, I'm almost certain, will take me at the beginning of the Grand Prix. There are going to be plenty of dive bombs in this race. Plenty of dive bombs into the chicane, into the hairpin, into turn 1 and or 2. This could get tight into turn 1 and 2 as well. It normally does here in Canada. P15 is the lowest we've started for quite a while. But it was because we got screwed on weather. We could have been starting really high up. It's a missed opportunity for us in qualifying. It really is. Okay, not a bad start at all, actually. I'm going to try and sneak up the inside. Oh, I caught Lewis there, but I don't think we got any damage. Got a warning for the collision, though. George has taken me. I was too busy messing about with my MFD to drive there. Let's see if we got any damage. If we did, I'll just restart and start again. No, we didn't. We got lucky. We got lucky. No damage there. Hamilton's trying to make his way around Callum Ilott already. George got out of position there. Oh, but now I'm out of position. Trying to take George. I'm going to get the inside of George. Can I take Callum Ilott too? Maybe. He got caught on the apex. We got caught on the exit. But we're up and past Callum Ilott. Right. Time to chase after Lewis Hamilton and Daniel Ricciardo. Try and make some moves through this field. Pierre Gasly now 12th as Ricciardo takes 1 at least. Yellow flag behind us. Not sure what for. We'll see if anyone dips into the pits for damage. Lewis might make a move into the chicane, although whoever it is that's in front of him, Gasly, is pulled out a little bit. I'm going to get too aggressive here. Anyone in the pits? No, no one in the pits. So the yellow flag, even with the yellow flag, no one took any damage. Oh, a bit of a train forming behind Latifi. I might try and... Can I get around the outside of Lewis? I can't. Ricciardo's making good moves so far, but we're getting a little bit stuck behind Latifi here. I'm going to try and go for Lewis up the inside here. Oh, I spun him. I think I tried to put a squeeze on, but I think I might have squeezed a bit too much. Yeah, that's my fault. That's my fault. I'll flash that back. Give him racing room this time. We still got the move done. I just needed to give him the racing room. I forgot to get on my overtake button, and now Lewis is on the inside, but that time we were far enough ahead to just cut him off and get away with it. Right, okay, P13. Past Lewis Hamilton somehow. We just need to get past the 2 Williams, and then we'll be A in the points, and B making good moves through the field. Apologies, Lewis. My bad, my friend, for the first one, but at least we flashed back and you were able to get going again. Braking early just to make sure I don't collect anyone. into the chicane. Next we'll follow Frosty and DJ as well.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Got better drive than Gasly coming out of turn 2. I'll give him racing room, but we are through. It's P12. Let's go after these Williams. Want to be in DRS range for the back straight if possible. Lewis is past Gasly now as well, which is a good move for him. We've got a run on Latifi. It's whether he goes defensive or not. Oh, which he did. Someone have to back out of it. Oh, but then he's had a massive lock up there, Nicholas Latifi, and that will cost him. Get him here instead. That's P11. That was a big lock up through the chicane for Nicholas Latifi, wasn't it? Guan Yu Zhou well out of shape there as well. That Williams is not handling well for them at the moment. A couple of seconds up to Tsunoda. I'm just going to take him with a DRS. He's still fighting behind. Hamilton trying to take Latifi now. Hamilton taking Latifi, more to the point. Hamilton and Russell too, following through. Good. Teammates on his way through the field as well. That's P10. That's a points paying position.
You're in P10. That's P10. We're into the points.
Now let's get after Yuki. So I go for Yuki into turn 1. I think I might.
That was the fastest lap of the race.
Fastest lap of the race. And another position up to P9. Lovely move, if I do say so myself. Come back here, please, Esteban. Daniel Ricciardo's getting away from us. Can't afford that. I know I'm going to be slow here in the rain. That's what I'm fearing at the moment. This is when we need to make as much progress as we can whilst we've got dry weather. The fact that everybody started on softs as well takes a little bit of the strategy out of it. It's going to be Esteban Ocon dealt with, and that's P8. Now I need to try and attempt to close the gap to Daniel, who's just hammering down on
We're leading our teammate by
the
2.3
forward
seconds.
6 at the moment. I will undercut a little bit. Lap 20 is when they want us to pit for the mediums. I'll probably pit 18 maybe. Just to try and undercut a little bit, whether it's for a position or just purely for time. Lewis and Russell are through behind us and chasing now. Fastest lap of the race.
That's a new fastest lap of the race.
Without any DRS as well. That's good news. The car apparently is carrying some speed here around Canada. Not one of my best tracks, as you can tell from that corner. But
The gap to the car ahead is 1.6 seconds.
we are apparently decent. We did, in fact, of course, we have to bear in mind, we did, in fact, put in a new engine, didn't we? And a new turbo. And a new MGU-K for this race, which certainly would give us an advantage if those other drivers didn't change components prior to this Grand Prix. That might be playing a factor in it as well. We're going to go back to those older components for the Austrian Grand Prix. Sorry, for the French Grand Prix, to go back to this set of components for the Austrian Grand Prix. Having to use... Oh, that was a clout on a curb. Having to use a lot of my battery to stick with Daniel or close the gap. We are closing down on Charles as well, which is also important, especially considering he's in a bit of a DRS train right now.
Is 1.6 seconds.
Whilst they might pull away on the DRS straights, through the hairpin and through some of the slower corners, they will back each other up. Why trying to read the bit? Thank you for the bit, Drew. Alright, let me just knuckle down and concentrate for a couple of laps, try and close this gap to Daniel. Because Lewis is closing from behind, and we can't afford that. What are you saying to me, Jeff? What do you want me to do? You want me to extend?
Okay,
No.
copy that.
Because of the rain. Because of the rain, we'll not extend this stint. I want to undercut on this stint. And then hopefully the mediums will take us... to the rain. We're within DRS range of Daniel now. I just ignored you guys for about 2 minutes, so I apologise, but it has helped us close the gap on Senor Ricciardo. Signore Ricciardo. Quali, we got screwed by the weather, Tamiku, but so did George, so did Lewis, so did Daniel. There were a number of drivers that got caught out by the weather. Dive bomb. Hi, Daniel. That's P7 all the way around the outside of turn 2. Enjoyed that one. That one was very satisfying. Now to get after Charles. We're gaining on those in front because they're so close together. So in the hairpin, and it turns 7 and 8. Oh, and early pit stops. Early pit stops. Of course, they will have driven
Okay, gap ahead is 1.9
at the end of Q2
seconds.
on those tyres, whereas we haven't driven on ours. So I imagine actually they're going to go to softs. They'll go soft, soft, medium. That might perhaps force our hand a little bit, I'm not sure. Although we don't expect to make more than one stop before the rain comes. Currently running P3 though. Checo's got some pace here at this race weekend though, doesn't he? Because he was fastest in one of the sessions as well. Lando's gone to mediums. Lando's gone mediums. And Max, Robert and Carlos have gone to softs. So with the scenario as it is now, with that lot having pit early, I now might extend my soft stint. I might extend my soft stint just to ensure we get to the rain on our mediums.
No rain expected. No rain expected for the time being. Dries seem like the best time.
Checo in. Leclerc continues. P2. I might not need to extend it. I might just go in on... Oh, the clouds are coming though, aren't they? Look how overcast it's getting. Very, very quickly overcast. But we asked Jeff about the weather and he did say none forecast yet. That was awfully taken. His tyres are getting pretty dead. I'll ask Jeff about the weather again, but...
No threat of rain for the time being.
No rain yet.
Conditions looking good. Dries seem like the fastest tyre at the
It's
moment.
overcast, but the rain is not coming yet. Leclerc may pit this lap. He does. We lead the Grand Prix on lap 16. Ricciardo's in the pits as well. Now I'm going to extend. George is in the pits too. Now I'm definitely going to extend. Leclerc's gone to mediums, so that just reassures in my mind that I'm going to go to mediums too. Now I'm going to extend and hope that Jeff says something about weather between now and lap 20. Robert Schwartzman is out of the race. Robert's out. What's happened with Robert? One of the Mercedes now out, which is crucial for the Constructors' Championship. Engine blowout for Robert Schwartzman. Engine blowout. So that's huge for our Constructors' Championship. Mercedes missing out on a chunk of points today. So pitting for the first time. Presumably, we hope, for the only time for another set of dry tyres. The plan now is to wait for the rain, which hopefully comes relatively soon, around lap 40.
Okay, you only have
So
to
George has
stop once
taken
now.
us, but we
One
might be able
stop
to get
left.
back out ahead of George. And we have done. Oh, have we though? We're right alongside our teammate now. Slowed us right up there. So we're back out in P9 behind George Russell. We now expect all of these soft running guys to pit again, and we hope to not have to between now and the rain. And their tyres won't last that well. They pit. We pit so much so after them that the best part of their soft tyres will have gone already. Pretty sure we might stand a good chance of working our way back through this gaggle again. George locks up. We sent him out of position at the very least. I'm going to go up the inside of my teammate into turn 1. It's P8. All we have to do is stick with those in front, because they need to pit again. It's Lando and Leclerc that are going to be the two that probably are challenging us at the moment for a podium. Lando's a long way clear of the next group. Or Lando and Sergio Perez, sorry, are a long way... Or no, Verstappen actually, I think it was, wasn't it? Lando and Verstappen are a long way clear of the next group. That's a purple sector too. So there's definitely pace on these mediums. If everything goes to plan tactically, we might be aiming for a podium here. Fuel is going to be an issue though, if we don't get too much rain. I think those in front on their softs are getting held up by Leclerc on his mediums.
We're slowly gaining on the car in front. Try to keep this momentum.
That's helping us catch this group of cars in front. And a personal best sector 2. The car is flying, lads. The car is actually flying now. Whilst we don't have DRS here yet, we are now right with the gaggle in front. This is probably the best the car has performed all season so far. At a track that I didn't expect to have much success at.
Conditions look stable at the moment. No rain currently expected. Dries seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
We've caught them. We've brought George with us, but we've caught them. This lot's stuck behind Leclerc. Have helped us no end. But getting past them and picking them off is going to be really difficult. Lewis has gone defensive. Had to clamber all over the fucking curb there. Now George is having a run at me. I hang it around the outside to then have the inside line for turn 2. Not allow him the ability to accelerate around the outside of me like we did to him. Oh no, was it him or was it someone else? I think it might be someone else. Might have been Ricardo. Still, we've held him off. We've got a decision here. We could just stick with these guys, try and save a bit of fuel, and then when they all pit for their softs, then go for Leclerc. It will lose us time to Lando. We'll lose us actually quite a bit of time to Lando, but it would only further strengthen our podium finishing chances.
There's been an incident on track, but officials aren't looking to push for a safety car right now. Just be careful.
Verstappen's actually pit already for another set of tyres. Whether that's damage related or not, I'm not sure. He and Lando out up front. I don't imagine it would be a genuine stop unless he's 3-stopping. Raikkonen let us through. Mazepin's let us through.
Okay, clear.
Is that a genuine stop for Max, or did he pick up some damage? He's gone soft, medium. It's just a genuine stop for tyres. A genuine stop for tyres for Max Verstappen. I think someone else went into the pits there in front of us. They did. It was Carlos Sainz. George is having another go. He's going to try a switchback. I'm going to try and deny him that, which we have done well. Fuel's coming back to us as well as we save it behind this group. Checo pit as well, did he? He did, you're right. Leclerc's actually starting to pull away a little now as these guys, as Ricciardo and Hamilton's soft tyres start to worsen. Leclerc's mediums are starting to come into their own and he's starting to pull away a little bit. We can't allow him to do that too much. We have to hope that Hamilton and Ricciardo pit very soon. Which Hamilton has, and George has done the same. The Wall of Champions has claimed me. Lewis not braking threw me off there as he went into the pits and broke later. I wasn't expecting it. So George and Lewis in the pits, and now it's just... Well, Ricardo was in as well. It's the three of us medium runners that are now at the head of the pack. We're going to have a tyre advantage on everyone if it stays dry for the entirety of the rest of the race, because we pit later than everyone. So we've got a tyre advantage on Leclerc, we'll have a tyre advantage on Lando, we'll have a tyre advantage on everybody that's just pit behind us. Max Verstappen is only 3.8 seconds behind them, we've got to be wary of that. This could be another fastest lap of the race. May well be, and is, I think.
Good job. That was the fastest
Hello,
lap of the race
Charles.
so
Like P2, please. Thank you. Now, if the rain could come about lap 45, that would be superb. Well, I think it might be like lap 60 when it comes, which is why I need to be careful with my fuel still. Well, it's going to rain anyway, isn't it? We expect it to rain. Lando Norris in the pits. On lap 35 only, Lando's in the pits. That's a very quick stop. A very short stint for a set of medium tyres. I think Lando is 3-stopping. Kimi Raikkonen's out of the session. Presumably that is quite simply an engine failure as well. Or a mechanical fault. He's not crashed down by the hairpin. We'll double check. It definitely is going to rain, yes. Just, yeah, there you go. Kimi's engine has gone boop. Yeah, he only ran 20-odd laps on that set of medium tyres. Look at that. Ricardo, Hamilton and Russell have gone soft, soft, soft. So, yeah, they're 3-stopping. He pit lap 14. He did 20 laps on a set of mediums. He did as many laps on a set of mediums as we did on our softs. The car is performing very well here in Canada. It's performing the best it ever has. This is currently the best performing car that we've ever had in this entire career. Don't know where George is. I'll ask.
We're leading our teammate by 11.3 seconds. They're on fresh softs.
7th?
They're in 9th.
9th?
Time last lap was a
Wow, there's a massive train.
1:09.5.
Sainz is 9.6 behind. There's a massive train behind Carlos Sainz. There's a huge train behind Carlos Sainz. No, I need to fuel save now in case the rain doesn't come. That's the point. That's why I am. If the rain doesn't come, then I need to fuel save now to ensure that I can still make it to the end. Knowing that the rain is coming, I could pit now for a set of softs, make real gains, rather than trying to extend the stint and risk it. I'm torn. Because if the rain delays in coming... I was thinking 45. See how quickly this rain comes. If we were to pit, we'd come out 9th. We'd come out where George is. But we'd be on such quick, soft tyres that we'd probably just melt everyone. If Max pits, I'll pit. If Max stays out, I'll stay out. If Max pits, I'll cover that pit stop. Ricardo's on softs as well. Safety car, Checo's out of the race. Safety car, Checo's out of the race. I'm taking a cheap stop for a set of softs. Taking a cheap stop for a set of softs. Bottas out too, terminal damage. Bottas also out. They'll have crashed trying to let him out. Trying to lap him probably. Where's Checo? Oh no, he's binned it. Checo's binned it, put it in the wall. And Bottas is just going to drive into the car. That is one thing that needs fixing. Bottas just has paid no attention to the fact, or not acknowledged the fact, that Sergio Perez is there on the track, not moving, and is just, quite frankly, driven straight into him. Like, that is so unrealistic. That's so unrealistic. He's literally just driven into a car that's not moving. And now the road is blocked. And now the road is blocked. So we're going to save fuel. We're going to put soft tyres on, get a cheap stop. Max is doing the same behind us. Max is also doing the same behind us. I imagine he'll go to softs. No, Verstappen on mediums. Verstappen on mediums. So we are P3 under the safety car on fresh softs. This race is now ours to lose. Lando is now the safety car. Here we go. And the two Alpines are going to have to let us through. Callum Ollett does immediately. Thank you, Callum. Esteban Ocon will now do so as well. Lando's got himself a decent lead, though. But guess who's on fresh soft tyres, lads? The cheese.
This pace is strong, but be aware your tyres need to go the distance.
Oh, they will, don't worry. Even if it doesn't rain, we'll go the distance. Look at that Ferrari power. Gonna go for Carlos. We're going for P2. We have P2. And Max behind us went to mediums, as we thought he was going to.
The car behind is dropping back. We're seeing a gap form.
This should now be our victory, depending, of course, what our pace is like in the wet. We might be really slow in the wet. We have been at other tracks before. Double sector 1. Going for my fastest lap point. No DRS yet until next lap, of course, because there was a safety car. Fastest lap of the race.
The fastest lap of the race.
108.3 DRS enabled for this lap 2. Max is a net P2. We believe Carlos has to pit again as well.
Signs behind. The gap to the car.
Oh, he's on
behind
old
is
mediums.
1.9 seconds. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are
20 laps.
old. We think they've got one more stop. The time last lap was a 1 minute 9.8.
So Carlos is going to be very vulnerable to Max, even without having to make another stop for dry tyres. Just because his tyres are so old. Purple sector 2. With some DRS and battery on that Husky chocolate machine. We should be taking P1 here. He's going to go defensive into the hairpin, I think. I'm going to go around the outside. And we've made it stick. That is your race lead.
Brilliant. Nice move.
Which hopefully we will now not relinquish. Now what I'm going to need to do now, as Sainz and Verstappen are battling back and forth for P3, what I need to do now is open up as big a lead as I can before it rains, just in case I'm super slow in the rain, which I genuinely might be. So I need to build as big a lap as I can just with these fresh tyres now, so that when the rain comes and we pit for intermediates, we can't get caught. But at the moment, you would imagine it's going to be a Wood, Verstappen, Norris podium, or maybe even, no, because Ricciardo pit for mediums. So at this particular moment in time, if the rain doesn't come for a little while yet, I'd say Wood, Verstappen, Ricciardo for the podium. Wood, Verstappen, Ricciardo for the podium would be my guess right now. George is behind Leclerc. George is behind Leclerc in 7th. So it's roles reversed at Chesnoid Racing for this Grand Prix. Ordinarily, it's George at the front and me languishing back in 6th, 7th or 8th. Now, it's us up in front and George languishing back in 6th, 7th or 8th. But the fact that Robert Schwartzman has retired is fantastic for us, because that means that Mercedes won't be picking up massive haul of points. But the fact that currently McLaren are second and fourth means that they are going to further strengthen their hold in the Constructors. It's going to be McLaren that are probably going to be the main rivals for the Constructors' Championship. If we can be this strong for the rest of the season, we'll be thrilled. I don't think we will, because there's certainly some weak tracks coming up for me. Silverstone, Spa, Suzuka will be nowhere probably. So there's plenty of opportunities for other drivers to take points off us. But hopefully we can get some wins between now and the end of the season, meaning that ourselves, Lando Norris, Daniel Ricciardo, Lewis Hamilton, George Russell and Charles Leclerc will all be in a driver's title fight. And probably Verstappen too. So we might have a 5 or 6 way driver's title fight, and at least a 4-way, and probably a 4-way constructors title fight as well. This could be one hell of a third season in this save.
Great
Fastest
work.
lap of the Grand
That's a
Prix.
new fastest lap of the race. Gap to teammate behind
Minute
is
8.1.
8.3 seconds.
It won't be our fastest lap, or sorry, rephrase. It won't be our first fastest lap of the save. We've had a couple of those, but it would be our first fastest lap whilst in the points to get the extra point, yes. We've not gotten the fastest lap whilst in the top 10 previously. We did it at Monaco season 1 when we were like P17 or something stupid. We did it somewhere else as well, but I can't recall where.
Rain soon. Expect the first drops in the next few minutes.
Yeah, rain is on its way, and I am concerned that I'm going to be slow in the wet. We're probably only in this leading situation scenario because Lewis and George also got caught out by the weather in qualifying. If Lewis or George had gone out and made it through to Q3, I'm pretty sure they would have won the race, because they'd have just disappeared whilst we were trying to make our way back through the pack, and they'd be much further down the road than us right now. It's just all come together at the right time. Everything has fallen into place for us. I just saw raindrops as well. Everything has fallen into place for us to win this Grand Prix from P15. Everything's just gone perfectly for us. Even though quali for ourselves was a mess, for everyone else it was a mess too. The rain is coming, and raining quite hard now. There's a lack of grip there, but it's not time to pit yet. I will set Inters as the next tyre.
Intermediate tyres next.
Lando's pitting, but I suspect, rather unfortunately for him, I suspect in a typical AI fashion that Lando is going to be pitting for a set of dry tyres to then come in next lap and pit for a set of Inters. Everybody else is starting to come in though now, as the rain is definitely falling heavily enough for us to need intermediates. Now what has Lando gone to? If he's gone to Inters, which he hasn't, I told you, Lando's going to have to pit twice. Knew that happened. By half a lap, Lando's pit too soon. Gasly went to Inters, yes.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
I've already selected Inters, mate, but sure. By half a lap, Lando's pit too soon, and he's going to have to stop again, and his race is ruined, which will not help his World Championship campaign, but it will help our Constructors campaign, because he won't be getting anywhere near as many points for McLaren. Now, the question we are asking ourselves now is, who's going to be quicker in the rain for 10 laps plus? Me, or Verstappen, Ricciardo, Hamilton, or Russell? Verstappen, or well, everyone's going to pit now, aren't they? Oh, please tell me George pits too.
George is coming
Good.
into his stop.
George's pit 2. Now
Go,
please
go, go.
service George quickly. There's a yellow flag as a Williams is going slowly. I think he might have spun, actually. I think Williams might have spun. Oh yeah, it was Alpine. Oh. Still able to continue. Still able to continue, but he has some damage. Some damage. You are kidding me. Verstappen, Ricciardo, and Hamilton have come in, and George has pit for mediums too. They've all pit for dry tyres. It's only ourselves, Gasly and Ilott, and Leclerc that have pit for intermediate tyres. Everybody else has gone to dries. Well, we're going to have a very strange looking podium then. Perhaps it will be ourselves. Charles Leclerc will finish P2 because there's no way they're going to have any sort of pace. It's absolutely hammering it down with rain. There's a Haas that's in a wall over there, look. Mazepin's in a wall.
Okay, clear. The
Safety car.
is out.
That saved their race.
Your pace. It looks like there's a high amount of debris on the track.
That saved their race, and it may ruin ours. Mazepin has binned it in a wall, brought out the safety car, and that will bring Verstappen, Ricciardo, Hamilton, and everybody else behind us back into the Grand Prix. They will have the chance to pit now for intermediate tyres. Leclerc will come up into P2. But they will be able to pit now for intermediate tyres and not lose anywhere near as many positions. God damn it, George. Why did you pit for dries, you moron? That's going to throw the win back into question. Because I don't know if I'm going to be fast enough on inters to be able to hold on. But we will be behind the safety car for quite a while if it allows those that are now at the hairpin to catch up. Behind the safety car for ages. Lando's the big loser. Lando is now 8th. Lando is now 8th. He pit again for softs! It's bugged. It's bugged horribly. They all pit for mediums when they should have gone to inters. Lando pit for softs when he should have gone to by half a lap when he should have gone to inters. Then he's pit again and gone to softs again. Then he's had to pit another time to go to inters. They've all done 5 stops. Myself and Charles have done 3. And Callum Ilott and Pierre Gasly, everyone else is just bugged. That's stupid. Thankfully, I've got Mick Schumacher between myself and Charles, which will give me a little bit of a brief buffer at the beginning of the restart. Obviously, Mick will get out of the way relatively quickly, but we might be behind the safety car for a few laps here, unless it just lets us restart the race before. It might let us restart the race before everybody's caught up. They can't go till I go. I'm going now.
Green flag.
Now, I am concerned that I'm not going to be fast enough in the rain, and that safety car has cost me the race. I am worried.
The car is dropping back by about
Thank you,
3/10
Tyler,
of
for extending your subscription through to September. Oh, through to September. You resubscribed for a year before, didn't you? And now you've extended it for another month. Thank you, mate. I think you were subbed till next August already anyway, weren't you? Man, I am not fast in the rain. Nikita Mazepin might cost me the win here. Don't write Charles Leclerc off from winning this Grand Prix. Leclerc got ahead of Max because the AI bugged and pit for dries when it was raining and then had to pit again. Whereas Leclerc, Ilott and Gasly all pit for inters at the right time. Everybody else pit for softs, pit for dries, then had to pit again for inters. Or if you're Lando Norris, pit for dries, then had to pit for dries, and then pit for Pit for dries, then came in when you should have gone to inters, went to another set of dries, then had to pit again for another inter. Unbelievable. It was only the only reason we were able to win, though, was because of our tyre wear, not because of the rain or the bugged other drivers pitting when they shouldn't do or pitting to the wrong tyres. The only reason we've won this race is because our tyre wear was low enough for us to be able to extend both of our dry sets. The softs, we were on the softs longer than anyone else, and we were on the mediums longer than anyone else. We had such pace. We did drive quickly. We did have a strong car this weekend, and unexpectedly so too. I did not expect to be this strong here at Canada. It's not a strong track of mine. We'll have to wait and see what happens in France next time out. Thank you for the follow, Lucas and Dan. Welcome to the channel, guys. The new power unit as well, Chaos. Yes, absolutely, I'm sure has played a part. The fact that we put a new ICE, new combustion engine in, new internal combustion engine in, and a new turbocharger, and a new MGUK. I think it was MGUK. Knew something else other than the engine and the turbo. That's also played a part as well, I'd imagine, because you expect that we were probably the only driver to do so. 3 seconds back, the gap now.
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
4 laps of fuel remaining. Well, I've only got 1 and a bit laps of race remaining, Jeff, so it's not a problem. As we come up to start the final lap, in the couple of laps prior to the final lap, I've kind of basically covered, I'll leave that in for editing, I've basically covered the reasons why we are going to win this race. Get the Pirelli hat ready. I don't know where it is. I tidied the office up and put stuff away. Oh, hang on. I'm not sure where it is. I'll get the trophy though, because that's on the windowsill. Not the windowsill, the shelf. Oh, I think the Pirelli hat's in the roof. I think the Pirelli hat's in the roof, I'm afraid. Oh man, that sucks. Well remembered though, Hayden. Thank you for the follow, Storro. Welcome to the channel, mate.
This is your final lap of the race.
No, as in, I tidied the office, as in, put stuff away that was out that I didn't need to hand, and it went in the loft. Yeah, in the roof, in the attic, in the loft. Yeah, no, you're right. The Halo says, first you have to finish, and we will finish, and we will in fact finish first. So thank you, Michael, for giving us the inspiration. Keep fighting. Excellent Netflix documentary about Michael Schumacher recently released as well. If you haven't seen that, certainly do go and do so. But we've been channeling our inner Michael Schumacher today with excellent pace throughout the Grand Prix. Definitely our best race of our career so far. Best race of our career to this point. For sheer pace. Sheer raw pace over everyone else. A lot of luck along the way as well. Yahoo! A lot of luck along the way as well, but we will lift this trophy momentarily. GG's, boys. Thank you for the 100 bits. But our second win of our career. Driver of the day, P1. We won in Mexico last season, and we've had to wait till Canada Season 2 to get another victory. But get a victory we have. Onto the podium.
Our top 3 look so incredibly happy as they make their way up to the podium. A much-deserved victory and a brilliant performance from them all.
Oh, I haven't got a bottle. Here I do. Get everybody down below. Oh, I haven't got the... I need to... Like... Oh, imagine this is someone else. Hey! Let's go! P1! We win! Thank you for the bits, Martin. Thank you for the 18 bits, Tyler. With the love hearts and another 3 bits as well. Alan, thank you for the follow, and Litzan as well. That felt
have a
good.
look then at
That
the
was,
driver's standings.
hands
It's a
down,
great
our
result
best
for Lewis
race
Hamilton, who moves
of our
further
career.
ahead
Not
at
the
top
best
of the table.
weekend,
Now, let's
because
discuss
mistakes
that.
were
Who
made
would you
in
say
quali.
is a contender for
But
driver of
also
the day?
making those
Fantastic
mistakes were
individual.
Ricardo,
He
Hamilton and
demonstrated very
Russell,
delicate
and
touch
that
post
played a
proximity
big
to the
part
cars,
in why
as
we were
well
able
as
to
showing a
finish
lot of
where we did.
maturity and patience in
Now in the
difficult situations.
standings, that
Let's move
shoots
on
us
to the
up to
constructors.
6th.
The owner drivers
Shoots
team
us up
moves
to
the
6th.
top of the
Leclerc moves
table.
up to
Meanwhile,
2nd.
good work from Aston
And
Martin
Lewis
this weekend,
pulls
who
away a
push
little
themselves
bit
further up
in
the
first.
order.
In the
After an
constructors,
event like that,
Chesnoid
who moves up the
Racing
score
lead
and
the
scores
way in the
next time?
constructors
Be sure to
standings.
join us
McLaren
again as we continue to
2
bring you
points
the
behind
latest
us.
excitement
Ferrari
in
down in
Formula
3rd,
One.
and Mercedes 4th only. Robert Schwartzman retired, of course, and with Lando Norris making all of the pit stop mistakes, that's cost McLaren dear. Top of the constructors is what it's cost them. Top of the constructors is where we are.
Let's have your thoughts.
The drivers' standings, the drivers' title will go down all the way to the end of the season with a number of drivers, and the Constructors' Championship will go down all the way to the end of the season with 4 teams. Oh, dearie me. Let's say something about the reliability, because that's the only place we have to upgrade now.
You're struggling for grip.
No, it's fine.
Do you have any comments about the collisions?
No. Actually, as it happens, Claire.
Appreciate your time.
No worries. P1, boys! P1! We battered Bottas because he retired. That's going to be loads of driver acclaim for us as well. Thank you very much. Rivalry 1, we were victorious. Valtteri never really stood a chance, to be honest, did he? And with our new sponsors and meeting those new sponsors, £1.32 million added to the budget. 80 grand as well for other bonuses. Bottas battered. Yes, Litzan. Lol. Low cash. You currently don't have enough to afford your team. I know. But there's still plenty of time between now and then, so it's not a problem. I don't need to do anything with regards powertrain or chassis. We're maxed out everywhere. So I just need to do, I can do that one. Let's do the chassis upgrade just because it gets us some resource points as well. We've got ages till, yeah, contract needs renewing. We've got 2 months to raise 9.32 million, which is not going to be a problem whatsoever. We will change our engine components back. It was the MG UK that we changed, I thought it was, for the next race in France. Because then we'll put those fresher parts back in for the race after that in Austria. But our first win since Mexico last year. We got a fastest lap in Belgium last year and a fastest lap in Monaco the year before. And that was our 3rd fastest lap of our career, but the first that we've gotten whilst we were in the top 10 and can actually earn the extra point. And for the prediction, yes, we absolutely did finish inside the top 6. First podium of the season. 4th podium of our career. Third podium of our career. 2 wins and a 3rd. Only 3 podiums in our career. Only 3 podiums, but I have a funny feeling we may get more between now and the end of the season. I certainly hope so.
We'll have them with us for the department wants me to pass on their thanks for helping out.
We should, hopefully. There you go, the exhaust has passed. Durability is going to get an upgrade as well. That's going to go through.
Our new parts have completed without issue. They'll be
So
on
we're
the car,
maxed.
ready
We're
for the
maxed
next
out
race weekend.
on aero. We're maxed out on chassis. We're maxed out on powertrain. Now we can spend some resource points here. What was that? Electrical systems. I want to do the ICE for durability. That's free. Great. That's not free. I think we'll have hit capacity though, won't we? No. Now I have insufficient points. Fantastic. Loads of upgrades on the way with regards to durability. And now, let's see what the weather's going to be like at the French Grand Prix. We can replace the gearbox as well. Perfectly timed for the French Grand Prix. Now, it should be dry throughout in France. But it is not to be dry throughout in France. but I don't know what the weather's going to do because it's not giving me another weather email. So we will have to wait until we go for the race weekend and see on our in-pit monitor what the weather's going to do for each session. Because we can't see here because it hasn't given me a weather email. That's annoying, but never mind. Dry for practice, potentially mixed for quali, potentially mixed for the race. But if you're watching on the YouTube video, I think a win deserves a like, don't you? Thank you very much for watching on YouTube. Drop the video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you're following me on Twitch and Twitter so you don't miss any content. Of course, check the main channel for any FIFA 22 you may have missed. But for now, that's all for this YouTube video. I'm not live again until Monday, so it will be a little while between episodes, but don't worry. As soon as I can get France to you, France will be with you. I'll see you next time.